Welcome to my blog. This is the part 3 of a family road trip to northern Japan and Hokkaido. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, the links are in the description below. Today, we're going to spend an entire day exploring Hakodate City in Hokkaido. First, we stopped at the famous Hakodate morning market, Hakodate Asaichi. It is held daily from 5 a.m., 6 a.m. from January to April till noon, just a few steps away from JR Hakodate station. The market area spans about 4 city blocks. Here you can find fresh seafood such as crabs, kani, salmon eggs, ikura, sea urchin, uni, scallops, hotate, and fresh Hokkaido produce like Hokkaido Yubari melon and sweet corns. Hakodate is famous for its squids, and you can eat fresh raw squids to processed squids. Here you can see the legs are still moving after even being sliced. Most of the fresh products can be shipped to your home in Japan. I don't think they can ship internationally, but you can tell them which date that you're going to be home so you can get the freshest product when you get home. Out of all the seafood, I love scallops and shrimps. I like squids too, but not so much compared to the other two. If you're not sure what to do with fresh seafood, here you can buy prepared, ready to eat or dried seafood and other Hokkaido produced products. They might even try to give you some samples before you decide which one to buy. If you ever wondered why Japanese eat raw fish like fresh sushi and sashimi, well, there are 3 main reasons. First, Japanese eat raw fish because it has several health benefits. Fish is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which makes it extremely healthy. But when it's cooked, most of these healthy omega-3 fatty acids are lost. Second reason why Japanese eat raw fish is because it's an island nation and has a strong history of ocean and freshwater fishing. The last reason comes from religious roots. The culture of eating raw fish in Japan can be dated back to the 7th century when Buddhism became part of the Japanese culture. Buddhism doesn't believe in killing animals for consumption, and because of this, by the 10th century, most Japanese people put a hard stop to eating meat. Avoiding meat other than fish or other seafood was prevalent in Japan even before Buddhism entered this country. Shintoism, Japan's native religion, also had the same belief. Second stop in Hakodate, Goryokaku, literally translated to 5-point fort, is a star fort in Hakodate. Here is the origin behind Goryokaku. The Tokugawa shogunate, the Japanese government during the Edo period, 1603 to 1868, closed the country to foreign commerce except for the Netherlands and China. However, in 1854, Japan signed a friendship treaty with the United States, the United Kingdom, and Russia, one after another. Hakodate became a port town open to foreign commerce. In 1858, Japan signed a trade treaty and Hokkaido became a trade port the following year. The Tokugawa shogunate dispatched high-ranking officials called Hakodate magistrates to Hakodate to be in charge of negotiations with foreign countries, defense of the shores, and the administration of the city in Hakodate. The government planned on building a government office for Hakodate magistrates, inland protected by a fort away from the port and downtown area. They ordered the professor of European studies and techniques named Ayasaburo Takeda to design the fort. He studied the fortified cities of Europe in the early modern period to design a fort that could protect against battles using guns and cannons. It took nearly 7 years for the construction. The star-shaped fort was nearly completed in 1864. The fort was named Goryokaku. Goryokaku was built as a center for politics, foreign diplomacy, and defense in northern Japan. While the Tokugawa shogunate lasted more than 260 years, it started to lose power gradually. The opposing forces of Tokugawa shogunate tried to defeat them by joining hands. In 1867, although Tokugawa overthrew the reins of government, the Boshin War broke out in Kyoto the next year. This battle spread to various parts of the country. Tokugawa and their allies lost the battle with the opposing forces in series. Takeaki Inomoto, who was the vice admiral of the Tokugawa Navy, came to Hakodate on a warship carrying nearly 3,000 soldiers of Tokugawa military and allied forces. They set up their headquarters at Goryokaku in an attempt to pioneer the northern land of Japan, aka Hokkaido, and without permission from the Meiji government, which was Japan's new administration. However, in 1869, the Meiji government dispatched a large army to Hakodate to attack the Tokugawa military. This battle was called the Battle of Hakodate. In the battle, Toshizo Hijikata, who continued to fight from the first battle in 1868, and many other people lost their lives in the final defeat of Tokugawa military. In this way, the last civil war of Japan ended and a new era began in Japan. Goryokaku was built by the Tokugawa shogunate and became the last place that brought an end to Japan's feudal system. Even so, the government opened Goryokaku to the public as a park for citizens in 1914, which became a space of relaxation. In 1952, Goryokaku was designated Japan's special historic site to serve as a historic site in the era which the administration changed from the Tokugawa shogunate to the Meiji government. Star-shaped castles were invented around the 16th century in Europe. Many fortified cities where this entire city is surrounded by castle walls were built. When guns and cannons were developed, the structure of castles also improved. In this way, star-shaped castles were born. European countries built such castles around the world when expanding into other countries. Goryokaku of Hokkaido was built by the Japanese who studied techniques from Europe. You can enjoy Goryokaku from the observation tower, Goryokaku Tower, or you can walk through the park, or you can do both. The moat is surrounded by 1,600 cherry blossom trees, making the Goryokaku one of the Hokkaido's top cherry blossom viewing spots in springtime. In summer, the moat is fringed with lush greenery, which turns into a blazing scene of crimson foliage in the fall. Then it turns blackened with snow in winter, creating an extremely beautiful vista for all seasons. We kept seeing this restaurant, but apparently it is a Hakodate famous diner, the Lucky Pierrot. The next stop, red brick warehouses. Hakodate port was among the first Japanese ports to be open to international trade towards the end of the feudal era. Several red brick warehouses from past trading days survived along the waterfront in Bay Area of Hakodate and have been redeveloped into atmospheric shopping, dining, and entertainment complex. Besides a typical range of trendy souvenir, fashion, interior, and sweet shops, the complex also features tons of restaurants, a beer hall, a chapel for weddings, and sightseeing cruises of the bay. We were getting hungry, so we decided to stop at Lucky Pierrot for lunch. It is a Japanese chain of hamburger fast food restaurant founded in 1987, and the company only operates 17 stores in Hakodate. Every one of their shops also has a fun and even little strange interior. Lucky Pierrot is best known for their juicy burgers, their most famous being the Chinese chicken burger. This burger contains their signature fried chicken that's prepared in sweet and tangy sauce. Their menu is very big, but it is very affordable and they are really fast. We ordered it at the counter and we found our table, and as soon as we sat down, we got the food. The founder of Hakodate Red Brick Warehouse is Kumashiro Watanabe, who came to Hakodate from Nagasaki at the age of 24. It was opened in 1869 as a Western-style clothing store. After that, he started various businesses and started the warehousing business in 1887. It was once damaged by fire and renovated completely in 1988 and operated as a shopping mall now. It remained with the shadow of the old-time shipping industry and became one of the symbols of Hakodate Bay area. Here we saw this sesame seed store. My mom ended up getting the sesame seed gelato. Black sesame is one of the most popular ice cream flavors in Japan, and it's not intense dark black, but rather it has a deep, rich black color with a hint of brown and red from the black sesame paste. The flavor is nutty and with a slight sweetness from the sugar. Here is a music box museum/store where you can make your own music box with the music you like. I think this would be a cool gift. Now we are exploring the Motomachi neighborhood. Motomachi was the first area really to flourish when Japan started opening door to foreign trade. As a result of Japan ending the country isolation, traders from Russia, China, and Western countries moved to Hakodate. Motomachi at the foot of Mt Hakodate became a district favored among the new foreign residents. Many foreign-looking buildings remain in the area today. Among the most famous are the Russian Orthodox Church and Old British Consulate and Chinese Memorial Hall and Prefectural Government's former branch office building and Old Hakodate Public Hall. And our last destination of the day is Mt Hakodate. You can get to the observation deck, which is located on top of the Mt Hakodate, but during summertime, because of it is so famous to see the night view from top of the mountain, you can't get there by car or bus. You can get there by ropeway or hiring a taxi. Mt Hakodate has a height of 334 meters above sea level, and it is located in the southern part of Hakodate City. Evening near sunset is the miracle hours. Darkness slowly spreads across the face of the city, and you can witness the progressive illumination of the city lights. The view from Mt Hakodate at night is beautiful as it is scattered with lights in the curve between the Tsugaru Strait and Hakodate Bay. The view of this flat terrain at the mountain's height is just perfect. The view from Hakodate Mountain is called the $1,000,000 view, but since there is a limited electricity in Hakodate right now, it seemed like it was a little off. But this place was packed. That's it for this episode, but the trip continues, so look for the next episode. Until then, thank you for watching and have a beautiful day.